Hi, Gene here with today's thought. There's been a major development. I hope everybody heard about it. I don't know how much. Well, you can never know how much the mainstream media, well, when there's a big story concerning the Bidens, if it's going to hurt the Bidens, whether the media are going to, the mainstream media are going to report it or bury it. I guess my biggest hope would be CBS, Catherine Herridge. She is very, very good, and she seems to be able to report whatever she wants to. So she's an investigative journalist. She's very, very good. But the story, in case you're not aware of it, well, here's one typical headline. It turns out that the Burisma executive who allegedly, according to these FBI reports that the House finally got a chance to look at, the House Oversight Committee, according to that report mentions other reports, and it turns out that Grassley saw. The interesting part is that part of the document that the House saw, parts were redacted. Grassley, Senator Chuck Grassley, he was able to read the entire unredacted document, and he says that he went on to the floor of the Senate to announce this.
The foreign national possesses 15 audio recordings of phone calls between him and Hunter Biden. The foreign national possesses 2 audio recordings of phone calls between him and then Vice President Joe Biden. These recordings were allegedly kept as a sort of insurance policy for the foreign national in case that he got into a tight spot.
These tapes, if they exist, should immediately make Kamala Harris the Democratic nominee for president. There is no way Joe Biden can continue his candidacy or presidency once these tapes are released.
So now the question is how to get the tapes. And well, first of all, I want to play you a video. You may have seen it before.
I remember going over convincing our team, or others too, convincing us that we should be providing for loan guarantees. And I went over for, I guess, the 12th, 13th time to Kyiv, and I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. And I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. So they said they were walking out to press conference. I said, no, I said, we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a bitch. Got fired.
What did Joe Biden do to get $5 million for himself and another $5 million for Hunter? He got the Ukrainian prosecutor fired. He said it was because the prosecutor is corrupt in other countries, which other countries were, in fairness, were saying that the prosecutor is corrupt, but the prosecutor was investing Burisma. And it also turns out, according to a report that I heard, that the Burisma was planning to wanted to either itself or working with an American company, do an IPO, initial public offering, stock offering in the United States, and on our stock market. And obviously that's not going to fly, or would not fly, if the executive, if Burisma is being investigated for corruption. So that's another motive to pay this bribe to Biden, to make all this go away. So the point is, though, that Biden, well, he said he said it's all malarkey, and he said jokingly, where's the money? Which is what a criminal says, he's accused of some kind of racket, and he said, well, where's the money? And you're supposed to go find the money. And supposedly on this tape, on one of the tapes, the Burisma executive is saying, they're talking about arranging to have the payments go through several LLCs to shell companies to disguise the payments. Anyways, the point is that there is no dispute, or can be, if the tapes show that. The whole idea now, the whole goal should be now for the House to get those tapes, get their hands on the tapes. How do you do that? And here we can take a page from Joe Biden, from that video that you just saw. And the video, you see, he's saying, fire the prosecutor or you don't get the money. This was $1 billion of aid to Ukraine. And very plainly, Biden saying that on tape that he told Poroshenko, the president at that time, the predecessor to Zelensky, said, you fire the prosecutor or you don't get the $1 billion. Well, Congress appropriates the money that's going, has the power of the purse, meaning including the money that's going to Ukraine to fight their war against Russia. And what the House should do, remember what I said earlier, I've done it in a couple of videos quoting the Saul Alinsky and his rules for radicals, one of which is make the other side live by their own rules. So we have this rule, this precedent, because Democrats, our friends on the left, are saying there's no problem with Biden, what Biden did. Fire the prosecutor or you don't get the money. So the House, James Comer, should make either, make a little phone call to Zelensky and say, get us those tapes, whatever you have to do, or arrest this executive, whatever you have to do, get us those tapes or you don't get the money. In other words, exactly what Biden said. That's what they should do, whatever they have to do to get the tapes. And if they do get the tapes, then, that's all she wrote. And that's my thought for today. As always, love to hear your comments. If you could subscribe, that would really be great. But most of all, come back and see me again. Until I do see you all again, bye.